Designed by Fokker's chief designer Marius Bierling in the late 1930s, the Fokker D.XXIII was a uniquely designed twin-engine fighter aircraft. It had both engines located in the fuselage in a push-pull configuration, one tractor engine in front of the cockpit and then a pusher engine behind the cockpit. Powered by two Walter Sagita air-cooled 12-cylinder V engines, each of which could produce 530 horsepower, the engines were positioned this way to try and mitigate the effects of torque on takeoff that single-engine aircraft encounter. The Fokker D.XXIII also featured a fully retractable undercarriage, and it was designed to be fitted with two 7.9mm and two 13.2mm FN Browning machine guns. The aircraft had been developed as a response by Fokker to prove to the Dutch government that locally produced aircraft were just as capable and modern as those from foreign countries. And as such, it was not long before construction on a mock-up had begun. The mock-up with engines installed would go on show at the Paris Airshow in 1938, where it garnered much attention. A prototype would quickly follow, with Fokker test pilot Gerben Sonderman making the type's maiden flight on May 30th, 1939. The Fokker D.XXIII was envisioned to be of all-metal construction. However, to speed up the testing process, a thicker wooden wing was installed. Testing followed, where it was discovered that the rear engine suffered from overheating problems. Fixes including modifying the rear fuselage panelling were made to try and alleviate the issue. However, it never seems to have been quite solved. There was also safety concerns around the ability for the pilot to successfully bail out from the aircraft and avoid the rear engine. And as such, Fokker had begun work on an ejection seat to try and minimise such a risk. Ultimately though, the Fokker D.XXIII's career was short. By April 1940, following damage to the undercarriage and then the German invasion of Holland, the program was stopped, with the prototype having flown 11 flights and accumulating less than 4 hours of flying time. While only one was ever built, there were plans to trial versions powered by more powerful engines, including a Junkers Jumo 210G and a Rolls-Royce Kestrel 4 engine. Following the German invasion of Holland, there is limited details on what occurred to the Fokker 23 prototype, with some sources claiming that it was damaged during a bombing raid and others stating the aircraft was scrapped by the Germans in 1941. Whatever the case, only a single Fokker D.XXIII was ever built, coming too late to enter production and make its way into the units of the air service of the Royal Dutch Army before the German invasion.